content at the DSE. Loren, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's great to see you.
Hey, give me a card because they're going to put a lower third up.
Okay.
And they got to make sure they get everything right. Because last time we misspelled a couple of things, and I think it was because Jason had some things to drink. You know how that goes.
Okay. There we go.
All right. You guys used to own a medical network.
That's
you were
right.
network operators.
Yep.
And you sold it out. In fact, you sold your screens to the same company I sold some of my screens to. But you're doing content now, and you're focusing in some specific areas. Tell us about that. What are you guys doing?
Sure. So, yeah.
First off, it's Everwell, and Loren Goldfarb has been in the business, what?
7 years.
7 years. And before that, you were in television.
I was.
All right, so there's the commercial for Loren.
So what we do now, we do a couple things. As you said, we have a big focus on content, health and wellness content. We license it within digital signage, but we also license it outside of digital signage.
Okay.
We have some, for example, we have a company in Australia, a web firm in Australia that licenses our health content. We have a hospital system in Dubai that licenses our content. So we license it far and wide through a variety
That's a
of
headline
entities.
right there. Goldfarb sells to Dubai.
Right.
Yeah, we can make a story out of that one.
Right. So we do that. We do some private label networks for large healthcare entities, hospital systems that want to have their own private solution, digital signage solution. We help them put that together. Again, in healthcare, using our content as the foundation, and then helping them create their own content to put on top of ours or to run adjacent to ours.
Okay, well, I'm going to skip from there to the Digital Signage Federation.
Okay.
And you've been around for a long time. If you look at what we've done in the last year, what's happened, or what have you been able to get out of it that makes sense to you, or has been a help to you?
Well,
if anything.
No,
if nothing, say nothing.
No, I think that the DSF serves a number of important roles. It's educating new people, rookies in this industry, have a place to go to learn what they need to learn about digital signage. I think it's really important. They serve a critical role there. I love that DSF is really very vendor neutral, which is really, really important.
I think that has to do with the board. That there's no permanent board members. It's not a political or business structure. There's no for-profit part of the organization. So it's like if the concept a few years ago when it started was a rising tide lifts all boats. So there's still that we'll help you, you help us kind of an attitude there.
Right. Yeah, and I think it's definitely something that benefits the end user. It benefits people who are trying to get into digital signage. So I think that's a wonderful benefit.
But what about you personally, specifically, Everwell? Has there been something that came to you that said this justifies?
Well, I think that there are a lot of educational opportunities, even for someone who's been around a long time, and I have benefited from that. The webinar series that are done. Not only do I attend those, but I will frequently ask certain employees in my company, depending on their role. I'll shoot them and go, hey, you should attend this, and they always get something out of it.
Okay.
Those are big benefit. I think that generally speaking, I think the Inform program that DSF has started recently will be a big benefit for folks.
I'm glad you brought that up. We've got to do something. I've got to do something about putting that information out there. That Inform is just huge, huge in this industry.
And so here's some criticism, or not criticism, but some advice.
It's criticism. Come on. What?
No, not criticism.
We'll get somebody over here to take it.
I am surprised, very surprised. Maybe it's here and I'm not seeing it, but I believe that this show was a perfect opportunity for DSF to promote Inform.
So why don't you tell somebody something?
Because I didn't think about it until I got here.
All right, so you'll say it for next year. All right.
Say it for next year.
One last thing, because I'm doing an informal survey, just anecdotal. Periodicals, whether it's electronic, magazines in the mail, whatever it is. Is there 1, 2, 3, any that you know you're going to read, whether it's a daily, a weekly, a monthly, whatever it is, what are the ones, if any, again, that you will make sure you read?
So I get some things in email, weekly. DSF, the Digital Signage Connection email that goes out.
Yeah.
I read it all the time, and there's usually 1 or 2 articles in there that interest me. So I find that valuable. I open it and I look at it. It doesn't get deleted along with all the other stuff that I delete.
Okay.
So I follow that. Daily Do, just to see what's going on in the industry. I follow that.
I'm going to start trying to find out if Adrian, was he giving out tips or something at the front door or what?
He's paying for my blackjack losses.
Is that what it is?
So certainly, I think everyone follows that. 16:9.
16:9. I'm gonna give a real shout out to 16:9 because the minute I got here, if you were to say what's the top 3, it wouldn't have occurred to me. But doing this survey, I can't believe it. That's really an important periodical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And how I follow a lot of this is on Twitter. So I follow all these things on Twitter. I'll sit there at lunch and I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed and I read the articles that are interesting.
Twitter, tweeting, and all like that. That's that social media stuff. And Loren, thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
And I'll be right back at you. I got some more coming right now. Goodbye.